13, Huddersfield Giants 12. A game that I fully enjoyed. The Betfred Super League round number 9 is back up and running. Here we go. Oh, brilliant start this for the Huddersfield Giants. Some superb offensive play, putting St Helens on the back foot early doors. Fantastic to see. Saints don't like that. They were all over the place, the Saints, in that first period. Brilliant tries from Nagama and Swift, really putting them in the box seat. And then for whatever reason, they changed emphasis. I don't know if you saw it. I just think for whatever reason, maybe they got into their own heads. They started to push it too much. Didn't understand why they were doing that. Like I say, you're 12-0 up at the Saints. You don't need to win it twice. Then it's about making sure, nothing fancy. Work through your sets. Make Saints play expansive rugby league. Make them make errors. Just back your defence. Get into them. Didn't do that. Started to push it. Terrible, balls out on the full by Jake Connor. The pass from Lola Haya trying to get Swifty in for 18-0. It was uncalled for. It was silly. And of course, there he was, Mr. Tommy Makinson. How many times in his career have we seen Tommy do that? Give me the ball. Off I go. It's 12-6. And at that point, I think Saints were quite fortunate to be at 12-6. Really were fortunate in the game. Then comes the second half. The first try was always going to be very important. Credit to Wellens. He knew it weren't right. Benison was having a mare. I mean, the only person who was having more of a mare than Wellens was Bibbett. Benison, was Bibbett. Oh my days. What was Jake? I mean, the only surprise with Bibbett was he actually stayed on the field for 71 minutes. What's going on there? Oh, dearie me. I mean, if he was a waiter, the amount of beer that had been flying here, there, and everywhere, he couldn't keep his hands on the ball, save his life. Oh, dearie me. I mean, and Holstor must be sitting on the bench going, when we're going on, boss? When we're going on, boss? Oh, no. Jake Ladd, shocking effort. Terrible performance. Anyway, that's by the by. So second half, here we go. Really interesting. Again, a bit of a grind, but Clarkey comes on. Wellesby's back to fullback. In comes Moses Mbai, and Clark got right into Connor. If you get Connor going, you stand a chance. You nullify him. If you're not only playing with Connor's head and taking him out of the game, I think his teammates are probably thinking, we're in trouble here. Jake's head's gone. It's got to be a distraction. It has to be a distraction. And we saw, trying to milk penalties, trying to get penalties left, right, and centre. Personally, I thought Liam Moore was right. I didn't see any. I mean, to the letter of law, has he struck out, Morgan Knowles just before the try? Yeah, I think Clarkey did at one point. Have they struck out? Yeah, they have. But come on, it's not football. It's not tiddlywinks. We don't want penalties for that. And I think actually, had Jake Connor kept his mouth shut, he might have got one or two. But I think he was doing Liam Moore's head in that much. He was like, no. But then later on, it was the other way around. And a Saints player complained, and the ref said, no, exactly the same that I let go down there. So do you know what? Give credit where credit's due. I thought Liam Moore in those instances did pretty well. I personally wouldn't want to see a penalty in those situations. I'd be interested to see if you Huddersfield Giants fans agree with that, but that's just my sentiment. But the bottom line is this: you don't turn your back on a play the ball in your own strike zone. What was he doing? Yes, as Morgan Knowles gave him a little tap. Yes, of course he has. But he turns and walks away from a play the ball. I mean, that's just unforgivable. And in goes Daz Clark. Oh, and afterwards you saw Connor with Yates. Yates was livid. Basics of rugby league. Let the referee play the game, manage the game, and you get on with your job. Unbelievable. Jake Ladd, he's got so much quality, but he doesn't half let himself down with these petulant moments. I mean, you'd have hoped by now in his career he'd have got it out of his game. But alas, no. Clarkey took his try. Well, it meant a lot to him, of course, and rightly so. And you know what? Daz Clark had a good game when he came on. Did I think he was man of the match? Absolutely not. We'll come to that in a few moments' time. And so 61 minutes, it's 12-all. It's 12-all. It's a right grind. Which way is it going to go? And it could have gone either way. There's no doubt in the second half, St Helens were pressing. They had the territory. They had the momentum. Huddersfield were hanging on, but it was a drop goal in it either way. And both teams possess players that can slot it over, of course. But here's one for you. Before the drop goal, before St Helens managed to get themselves time and time again into that position, Seb Ikehefo is penalised for a high shot on his own man. What's all that about? I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. A high shot on Whitley, and if you actually watch it from behind, he gets nowhere near Whitley. He actually clubbers his own player around the back of the chops. I mean, dearie me, what's going on there? I mean, really? Is that what we've got to do now? Yeah, if in doubt, give your mate a clip round his ear, you get a penalty. Hey, happy days. Unbelievable. Yeah, didn't see that. I think Seb Ikehefo was done there. I think Huddersfield was done, of course, from there. St Helens get the momentum. They get the opportunity. They keep them penned back. And you just felt that St Helens at 12-all was going to find a way to win it. And what a way to win it. Johnny Lomax, sir. I salute you. Very Chris Sandow-esque. dare I say it, Sean Long in disguise. How many times do we see Longy do that in his career? And it's a beauty. It's an absolute beauty. I mean, you can't fault it. I mean, he didn't have enough second leg. It was do or die, and over it goes. Beautiful from that distance into those conditions. Just goes to show what a quality player Johnny Lomax is. I salute you, sir. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant moment. There's no doubt about it. Like Warrington the week before, Saints have got away with one. Got away with one big time. And if any Saints doesn't believe that, then what game are you watching? Saints got away with one. Do you think that Saints had the lion's share possession? Do you think at 12-all they look the most like the team? Of course they do. I think, we put a poll out. Did Saints win it? Did Huddersfield lose it? And the fans forum of Super League Raw, pretty much to a man and woman, have said Huddersfield lost it. They tried to win it twice. They didn't need to win it twice. At 12-0, composure was required, and unfortunately, it wasn't there. But for the Cowbell Army out there, this is a real positive. Last year was terrible for you. Absolutely terrible. But, this year, you're competitive, really competitive. You can come out of there 13-12 against St. Helens. And again, people will say, well, Saints were poor. Yeah, but actually, in that opening 15, 20 minutes, Huddersfield made them poor. They put them under pressure. And for me, Saints don't like it when they're put under pressure. We'll watch that with interest as the season goes on. But champion teams, we say all the time, champion teams know how to win. And when you've got a player with the quality of Johnny Lomax, you stand a chance, don't you? Right. Who am I giving the 3 points to? Well, I'm going to give the 3. In fact, I'm going to do this in reverse order for a change. The 1 point I'm going to give to Daz Clark. Just the one. Yes, did he have a good game when he came on? Yes, he did. Did he score his try? Well, yeah. More importantly, did he take Jake Connor out of the game? Yeah, he did. He wound him up to the point where he become completely all over the place. That not only affected Connor, but the rest of his team. The 2 points I'm giving to Adam Swift. What a performance again from Swifter. What a player. I was looking on the St. Helens social media after the game, and they were saying how much they'd love Adam Swift at Saints. I think there's a lot of teams that like Adam Swift. His run of try scoring is quite simply, well, best in the comp, but no, he's the top try scorer now in 2024. Look at what he did at the latter end of the season at Hull. I think it was something like a 14-game try scoring run. I mean, he's just in incredible form. But it's not just his tries. Another 164 meters from 15 carries in this. 6 tackle busts on the night. Quite simply, Adam Swift is in the form of his career. Incredible performance. He gets our 2 points. And the 1 point, the 3 points, this is going to surprise many. This was a war of attrition. Really was. And they always say defence wins games. There was one man on that field that had Huddersfield Giants have got the win, I think all of his team would have been indebted to, and that was Luke Yates. 61 tackles in D, 17 marker tackles. That's just, I'm going to say it again, 61 tackles in D, 17 marker tackles. Yeah, he did 10 carries for 50 metres. You can forgive him for that. He was shattered. Unbelievable defensive display from Luke Yates. We don't celebrate the defensive arts of the game as much as we do attacking, but we do here at Super League Raw. In a game like that where it's tight, defence is so critical. And if Luke Yates was not on that field last night, I think Huddersfield would have cracked a lot sooner. So Luke Yates, he's had his, he's been out the side, in the side. Cudjoe's been doing a good job at loose forward. Back at 13 last night, where he belongs. What a defensive effort for his teammates. So there you go. 3 for Yates, 2 for Swift, 1 for Daz Clark. Do you agree with that? Do you agree that Saints were rattled? Do you believe that Saints are beatable? Alex Walmsley going to be out for at least 10, maybe 15 weeks. Will Walmsley retire? He said, Alex Sharp put this on the group chat. Walmsley said if he gets another knee injury in his career, he will consider retiring. Will he retire? Well, that's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, one thing's for certain, the hole he leaves is huge, absolutely huge. And, all of a sudden, Saints fans will be a bit concerned that Big Al, again, for the 3rd year in a row, he's going to miss a large part of the season. Yes, he's got his 2-year contract. I personally believe he deserved that for his service to the club. And as we saw at Wigan, he's still got a great run on him. However, the last 3 years, he has had some major injuries. What's your thoughts on that, St. Helens fans? As for you Huddersfield fans, you Cowbell Army fans, you must be delighted. You're competitive this year. Now you're being considered as real contenders for the top 6. And, of course, all on for Wembley. It could be a great season for the Cowbell Army. We're going to watch all of those stories with interest. We'll comment on them, of course, in our usual programming over the course of the next few weeks. So there you go. St. Helens 13, Huddersfield Giants 12. Round 9 of Super League is back up and running, and it's Friday night, which means more rugby league. Look after yourselves. We'll be back over the weekend with more in the sheds. Bye for now.